this one. It doesn't quite work. That works a little bit better. Okay, just use that. Ah, so it's already textured. All right. What's nice about this is that it's going to be for 3D print. So it doesn't what we do inside at least. Oh, I selected one more face. Oops, that's fine. So how do we do this next part? Just fill up the holes, I guess? Maybe. Yeah, looks like about it. Let's see if we can just relax some of the vertices a little bit. So you guys say that, but I immediately fuck everything up in the front. I hate that. Alright, let's looks about right. Let's see here. Oh, fuck you. Oh, man. Just take down. That sucks. I realized the couple of stuff that was just starting on the stream looks like it's not copyright, so that'll be fun. Cleo's just snoring away. She's so cute. Just snoozing. sure that's our knife. We don't have to worry too much about filler and whatnot. This, that, and then this, that, and then you. Okay. Perfect, and then we take our knife, and then we're just gonna go through it. Hi, Machete. Sorry. Yes, I am planning on 3D printing this. Actually, a friend of mine wanted to have this for an upcoming convention, so he's like, oh, I need it for this, and I'm going, okay, I could find something to 3D print it, but I didn't want to just... I found a free model, which is this, and it basically, initially when I looked at it, I thought, oh, this is just ripped straight from the game, and it is because it's already pre-textured, like it's already as is. So I thought, oh, cool. So maybe I'll just follow along with it. And so basically, what it is just I'm just trying to make it so it's 3D printable. I tried to learn Blender in uni. Attempted to learn Blender. You know, honestly, because like when I went through uni, it was Maya, and that's unfortunately getting harder and harder to crack. And I really, with the landscape of things right now, I really don't want to do shit like that. So I'd definitely recommend it because it's definitely a curve. If you go from Maya and then you start learning Blender and you're like, ugh, it's going good, buddy. I've been playing Dungeons of Hinterberg, if you've probably seen. Do we want it there? It's pretty straight, so maybe give it a little bit of forehead room or something like that. Not as familiar with Maya. Well, that's okay. If you're more familiar with Blender, just go with Blender. I think I'm okay. Feel okay. No sickness, and no, I don't suspect that I am, because I've been a good boy and keeping myself sane and careful. Despite it all. But yeah, been doing okay. I hope you've been well. Have you been okay? I haven't talked to you in a while. I've only heard you offhand from the others. Haha! I wish I could work from home. Haha! Haha! I wish I could, but with my type of work, I don't get to work from home. Busy with married dad life? Ooh. Well, that's good. I'm glad things are okay for you. What am I doing with my life? Right. I myself, well, you know, as well as anybody else knows, but Nicole and I are getting married, and I think our website for our RSPs. RSVPs? No, that's not it. RSVP, thank you. It's like, oh, it's 6 months away. I'm like, please don't remind me. I know that it's coming at an alarming rate. Please don't remind me. Excuse me. Heard that through the grapevine. Well, I'm glad. But yeah, it's since I'm also going to be 3D printing and 3D modeling our placeholders and centerpieces, Nicole is starting to she's starting to feel the crunch, but it's in such a way where Nicole likes to plan way ahead. And right now, because since it's not done, quote unquote, it's haunting her and it's giving her more stress than it really needs to be. Yeah. FDM. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. 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 I want to say yes. What am I doing here? Oh, the residence that go devil and FDM. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. What you're on about. Fuck, what am I doing? Half my head was like topology, and then the other half is like, no, 3D printing, buddy. I'm going, fuck. I think I want to make the cut here. Yeah. Looks about right. And then if that goes that way. I know that resin is very messy. What do I do? How's that coming along? Tell me how. Tell me how your resin journey has been. Please let me know. Yeah, that looks better. It can be. Resin is more plug and play in getting the printer set up. Really? Fuck. Yeah, FDM is... I thought resin was just toxic in general. Like, you gotta have like 5 more steps to do things, unfortunately. Especially with like how watery your textures... I say watery your textures. Jesus Christ. I meant how... yeah, that looks about right. How your solution gets basically everywhere. Yeah, it's just the only bits that really irks me is that if a printer doesn't automatically have like a good cooling, you get some pretty weird warping. And by warping, I mean, like, I know you don't quite see it from a, I want to say see it from a resin standpoint, but basically, I really don't know how to tell you this without showing you, but I need to make sure this part looks good, or at least smooth as I can get it without adding more. That could be pushed back to the TC bit. Yeah, okay, cool. So for example, let's just say, I'll just save this as is right now. Okay, and then, where's my thing? There it is. Check. Cool. Clean up, make manifold. Perfect. Done deal. And then export this as an STL. Same thing with STL. Perfect. Okay, so not without issues. We stuffed through similar things as a temper control, bed adhesion, and layer lines. Yeah. The only difference with like cooling and shit like that. So if I open up my Cura, hopefully this shows. Hopefully this shows. Okay. So if we import hello. There we go. PC. Actually, I should probably do that over here instead of doing that on stream. Okay. So we know that with our mask and things like that, like, ooh, it is very pixelated. There we go, that seems best. So like, whenever it needs to 3D print or slice or something like that, let's see how long it takes. Yeah, some people it doesn't. People they don't like Cura. Some people do. I know for the Elegoo's, Cura is probably like the best. $19 hours, nice. Okay, so like for example, when we're 3D printing, or at least when it prints or something like that, it basically just takes the line and just keeps on going as is, and then what it will do is that it will actually just fill it in by lines as it goes up and through. So generally, so for example, our it's a little hard to see, but basically how our printer goes and things like that. So let's just say that the bed is in this angle right here. Like if you have a Neptune 3, yeah, I got a Neptune 3 Plus. That's what I bought. It was on sale. And basically, if over here is the direction of the front, how do you figure out how much infill to set to do? Let me finish my thought first before I go to a next one. Sorry, Machete. So the one thing that I'm having troubles right now is it's okay. I do want to answer you that because it is a genuine question. So let's just say the y-axis, so this guy right here, that's the front of our printer. So for the Elegoo 3 Plus, there is cooling from the front, the side, and the other side, but there's no cooling from the back. So if you have more detail on that side, and basically figure out, okay, where it is, like, why do I have more detail in the back of the printer than the front, then that means whatever is oriented towards the front of the printer, then that's what's going to be able to cool the best, and then anything on the back is going to cool the worst, because there is no cooling from all sides. I don't think every printer has a good fan as like stock for that, so that's the problem with it. But with resin printers, I think it's a little easier because it's submerged and it crystallizes in a sense. Anyways, for the infill, it really depends on what you use your print for. So for example, if you want to, let's just say you want to use this and you want to use it for cosplay or something like that, you absolutely really do not need this as 100% infill. There is really no point. If it's for show and it's strictly for, like, you know, I want to show this off, this neat design, you really don't need to go anywhere above like 20. You know, like if you want to use it for like combat and actually put weight to it, then yes, you do have to do something heavier for like 20 to 40 percent infill, because that shit, you want it to hold up under weight. Does that make sense? Yeah, so like if you add, like, it does make a little bit of engineering, because it's like, okay, I don't want to, like, if I'm gonna, I don't know, as an example, let's just say I'm building this and I'm gonna be putting it, like, let's just say I had a shelf. I was literally making a table or a small shelf. What can happen is that, what are you putting on this small table? Like, if it's a figure, yeah, you really don't need more than like 15% infill, if that. But if it's like, okay, I'm holding up my, this table is going to be like, I'm making it for my cat, so I can put his bed on it or something like that, as an example, then yeah, you do want to make it heavier, because you're going to have to account for the weight of your cat, kind of thing. So, like, that's kind of what you have to consider, sort of thing, if that makes any sense. That's that. So it really just needs supports, basically where it is. So the supports are actually right where they need to be, which is fine. And then it makes sense. Thanks. I got into resin printing because I got into Warhammer. Ah, yes. Yes, I see you, buddy. I see you. I'm getting into FDM printing for making robust things and items. It's good for detail and delicate as fuck. Especially the earlier generation resins. That's true. Resin printers can get, like, quite detailed. FDM printers, they're starting to, but they don't do it as well as others. I know there's like some that are coming out like just recently, which is like, yep, they are completely better at doing something smaller, but at the same time, you know, it's like quite literally, okay, I need to do this or I need to do that. I want to subdivision. Does that make it look bad? Yeah, there's a lot of detail. Ah, shit. Well. I forgot to apply the triangulate. So that's save. I have Mars 3 Pro with a 4K screen, and that's good enough for my needs. Honestly, yeah, like I think you're good for that. I've heard mixed things about Neptune 4. How are you liking Neptune 3? From what I've heard, between the 3 and the 4, 3s are good for like general purpose, as in like for a hobbyist kind of thing. So what I mean by that is that if I was not doing 3D printing as often, or whichever, then like, yeah, totally. It is adds procedural operation to effect. Divide, subdivide. So this one. Subdivide. Should divide. Am I losing? Whoop. Come on, you can do this. Am I losing detail? Not entirely. Okay. So what I gotta do? Okay. Is it supposed to be like that? So if I do this. It's so crazy. Back just a teensy bit. That's not what I want. Sorry. So like, sorry, let me try to finish my sentence, or finish my thought before I got distracted. So, the 3 is more of like a general purpose that if you're going to be printing as a hobbyist or less, it's definitely a printer for you. But like with the 4, yes, there are better features for it, but there's just a lot of bells and whistles that are more efficient towards I want to say people who print it more often. So for example, if I had a shop and I had a good model that everyone wanted to use for cosplay, then that would be used completely for them. because it's like, okay, I want to print like for 19 hours of the day every day or something like that. So it's more along the lines of like it's beneficial for people who are utilizing it more often than not. Plus, like the entire gantry that goes along the Z-axis has a fucking fan on the back, so it's something. Okay, what do I want to do here? Because if I did that. I don't think it would be terrible. I wouldn't think it's too terrible. It wouldn't be the exact thing. A little smoother. Okay, so what I want to do, the reason why I'm doing this is because if you ever subdivide anything, basically what it does is just basically, it just basically, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not quite, it's hard to say because it's like, okay, if you want to smooth something or subdivide something, it won't just add more. What it will do is it will add pixels into like smoothing it out. So if you wanted to have something like you still wanted a cube but you wanted it a little smoother, you would add edges closer to what you wanted to keep. The term for it is called harder. So if I wanted a cube, I know it's a little hard to put on this, but like let's just say I wanted this triangle to be very sharp, or if I wanted to keep these holes really sharp around the eyes, then I would create an extra little line that's just before the outside, because I wanted this line to be where it is. So I wanted to keep the eye hole the way it is. So if I wanted to keep it that way, then I would add an extra line to define the actual eye hole, I guess. If I was going to smooth it, because once I do that, see with the mouth how it gets like smoothed out because it's so dense with a lot of it. So. If I wanted to do one. Yes, phone, I know. those just as is. Would that be okay for printing? Or, okay, you know what? Why don't I save it? Save as whip blend, and then we go whip to. Oops. Whip to blend, and we'll save that as here. And then what we'll do is we'll contact him and just be like, hey, here's the base model. It's pretty diamond crunchy. This is what I mean by pixelated. You would have pretty pointy ears up here behind here, so when it would print, it would actually be that sharp, and that would be where your face would be on the inside, kind of thing. As for smooth, it would add a little bit more geometry. It wouldn't be as crunchy, especially on the ear tops and things like that, so it would be a little smoother. And then it would be a little easier to be smoother in paint, but the thing is that the lines for the actual mask wouldn't be as pronounced. It would be a bit of a divot, so that would be a guideline for where you would paint, and then you still have the muzzle. So we'll see, because right now I'm just waiting for the client. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, so with the smoother look, it'll kind of look like this. I know with the lines that it is, but when you look up closer, there's going to be a little bit of wiggle room, but it should still print out quite well with how you want to paint the muzzle, and it could work out. I know if you have a Dremel, it can definitely smooth out anything that you need. Also, as I was thinking for printing, I do, since this was a game model, so if I do this, it actually shows the game model assets. So it's not quite the same, but it's similar. But if I print it in red, you don't have to paint the inside of the ear or the top of the head, since printing this would already be red. So hopefully that might help you in the painting process, but if not, then there you go. Let's see how it works. Okay. So if I do 1, it still does something weird for that, which is just odd to me. And since I cut it off there, that's where it's just looking weird to me. Actually, since this is just going to be here for a bit, it's a lot of like looking at it, so I think that's what it is. That's my commission for a client. So thank you so much for joining me today. Very short and very late stream. Yeah, but look forward to more 3D modeling in the future. Yippee! Okay, goodbye for now. Bye bye.